Okay, to build a telescoping rooftop tent frame, first thing you want to do is you want to start with the design. You know, it's just about some squares. But for this particular application, I didn't mount it directly to the outside of the trailer because I needed to make room for the top of the trailer to not impede the telescoping portion. Okay, you can see my linear actuator right there. You can see I've got the space on the front of the trailer. I've got the space on the back of the trailer. It's pretty tight sometimes, but that's okay. So what I did, once again, is I used a piece of 2-inch receiver that I cut, mounted that to the frame of the trailer, and then that gave me the extension I needed, both in the front and the back, to be able to mount my vertical frame far enough away from the body of the trailer so that it would not impede me utilizing the top of the trailer. It opens and closes no problem. So that was something that I had to put together. Okay, here you can see the first cut of the vertical bar and the insert, and you can see that it's mounted pretty stably in there. I don't know if that's a word, but it's got 3 bolts through it. Here, 1 for the linear and 2 for the linear actuators. Okay, that gives it plenty of rigidity. It doesn't move or anything. That's just me shaking, and that keeps the vertical very well aligned, so that as it raises and lowers, it stays where it's supposed to be. In the front, I didn't have to do that so much. I just created a little extension out of that 2-inch receiver tubing. I cut it, welded it together, put that on there, and that gave me the spacing I needed. And then I was able to move forward from there. Okay, here you see another view of the cut for the vertical bars. There's probably another better view right here. And you can see it kind of goes up and down. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to figure out the your design. Okay, so on this one, it's pretty simple. I've got 4 verticals, okay, and they go up, and then I've got 4 horizontals. There's one right here, another one here, one there, and finally we have one back here. And that gave me everything I needed as far as stability and rigidity. Here's your compact camping concepts brackets. Now, I ordered the brackets. I didn't order the steel tubing from Compact Camping Concepts. I got that sourced locally. It was easier for me. But there are 10 of these to facilitate the manufacture of the frame. It comes with all these really nice bolts, lock washers. So that worked out pretty good. Once you have your basic design, then you need to figure out, you know, what kind of lift you want. You know, how high do you want it to telescope, if at all? A lot of people don't need to do this. I had to do it because of my trailer in the top. So I went with 18 inches. It gives me plenty of height, so I can open the top of the trailer with no problem. Okay, in this particular view, we've got the trailer lowered excuse me, the rooftop temp lowered as far as it'll go. So it's at the bottom of its 18-inch span. You can see I do have room, excuse me, under the tent. I'd say there's a good 3 or so, 4, maybe 4 inches there. Okay. So if I come back down here, you can see the length of the vertical bar. Okay. So it goes from the CB antenna all the way down to the bracket. And I opted to cut it right here. Okay. And that gave me just enough room to where I could mount my linear actuator on the top and get the full stroke. I went with 18-inch linear actuators because I thought I needed that much lift to fully open the top of the trailer. So I went with 4, 1 on each corner, because of, once again, the design. I've seen some people do, you know, 1 on each side, like over by the wheel wells, but because of the design and how my trailer top opens, I had to do them on the corners. When I did the 4, I put them, I hooked them up to my solar system, and I've not had a problem with them being out of sync because I put the switch I put on is one that you have to hold to either lower or raise. Some people said, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, well, because if I get them out of alignment just a little bit, I can sit there and hold them. And based on the design of the linear actuator, it's got a built-in stop. So the ones that come down and may be a little bit out of sync by 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, or whatever, they'll stop automatically. And then it allows me to bring the remaining ones down so that, as you can see here, they're flush. You can see that line right there. Oh, I can't get my finger in there. See right there, it's flush. And that makes it a world of difference because you want them to get as flush as possible. So you can see right there. Hopefully you can see it. So to make the telescoping brackets, or the verticals, so you get a piece of steel. Okay, and you can see I've cut this one in half and insert another piece of steel. Okay, slightly smaller diameter. Okay, and what you do is then put 2 bolts here. Okay, measure this piece so it goes all the way to the bottom. Okay, because when it's sitting all the way down, you want it to have as much stability and support as possible, and take anything off of the linear actuators as much as you can. Okay, so on the upper part, you put 2 bolts. So when it raises and lowers, it slides through the bottom part. Okay, and that's the key for that. And you can see it's going to scrape the paint, but you know, that's part of it. And you know, this one's not straight, I'm just holding it, etc., etc.
Thank you for watching the video, and please click like and subscribe. See you next video.